the back. I'm just kidding.
Did you have a good birthday?
I did. Yeah, I did. It was mellow. I did some like work in the morning. I taught at the women's club. I sat in the sauna to start off the day, and then taught, and then did a little bit of work. Went and got my hair cut. Got my eyebrows tinted. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do these things today. Yeah, and then my sister and some folks met up with us, which was really good. If you want to come do yoga, everyone, you're more than welcome. Yeah, and my sister, some of like her childhood friends like came out too, and they're a wild little crew. So that's kind of how the night. I was like, I want to be at home and in bed by 10, 2 a.m. like flippers. I was like, it is time to go.
What kind of friends you want along on your birthday, though?
It's true, yeah.
Sounds like the kind of girls you want to invite to a party.
Yeah, no, they are a party bunch, in a great way.
Thanks for asking. Yeah, Guild has food.
Yeah, they do. We ended up going. We were at Plonk. We did Plonk for dinner. But I do love the Guild. 1,000% love the Guild. Well, I can walk, folks, while we're waiting for Jen. If you guys want to start off on your backs, I can walk you guys through some just lead breath and stuff as we come into our practice. To the little ladies, you guys are more than welcome. So why don't we go ahead and lay down on our backs. Just taking a little bit of time to just ground ourselves. You guys want to come do yoga? You're more than welcome. And just letting your breath find you. I say in a lot of my classes that breath, translation of breath in Latin is spir, meaning spirit, right? And a lot of my friends always remind me that our ancestors come to us in the wind. So taking the time just to listen a little bit. Do a little bit of a scan. Starting at the crown of our heads. Paying attention to how the wind feels in your hair and hitting your skull. Moving down your forehead to your third eye. And into the sockets of your eyes. And down the bridge of your nose and into your cheeks. Maybe think about relaxing and releasing the jaw a little bit. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. Take your attention back to your chin. Think about opening up through the front part of your throat. Down into your sternum and into your chest. Tracing releasing down your shoulders, coming into your biceps, in your forearms, into your wrists, in your hands. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Take your attention back to your sternum, down your chest and into your abdomen, to your rib cage, down your torso and into the base of your belly. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Bring your attention back to the base of your belly, moving into your hips, down the front part of your thighs, into your knees, and down the front part of your shins, all the way down to your ankles, to the tops of the feet. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Let your breath wrap around the base of your feet, moving into the ball of the foot, to the sole of the foot, and into the heel. Up the back part of your ankle, and into your calves. The back part of your knees. Coming into the back part of your thighs. And up into your glutes. And take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Move into your low back and into your sacrum. Into your back body. Taking your attention up the spine. And in to your shoulder blades. Ladies, welcome. Set up wherever you like. I'm glad to see everyone. You can sign a waiver after class. Just don't hurt yourself prior. Let the breath move into the back part of your neck. Back part of your skull. Let yourself just seep into the earth. Coming back into your breath. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale.
Or maybe not. When do they start shooting?
We always start off our flow from a space of gratitude. Always giving gratitude to the indigenous peoples of this land. English, Blackfeet, Kootenai tribes. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. We give gratitude for the original creators of this practice of yoga. So black and brown people from Africa and India and parts of Southeast Asia. Folks who both created and who have sustained this practice from a space of soul and spirit. Because yoga is more than yoga pants. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. The full moon. I'm trying to weave it into our practice, right? Not just giving gratitude to the moon just on the full moon, right? But understanding the divine feminine wisdom that is encapsulated in the moon. Kind of turned into a little bit of sun worshippers, which isn't a bad thing, right? We can love the sun. But we're a little bit off balance as a society. We lead with our heads more often than we lead with our hearts. So we come into this space in order for us to start to blend the two. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, begin to bring a little bit of movement into your body. Pay attention to what wants to move first. So is it your hands? Maybe it's your feet. Maybe it's the ankles, the wrists. Maybe you turn the head back and forth, side to side a little bit. Maybe you open up big through the jaw. Maybe stick out your tongue. Go ahead and take the hands up overhead. Raise your fingertips back behind you and flex your feet like you were standing on a wall in front of you. And think about engaging every muscle in your body and wrapping your muscles around your bones. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, soften. Let go and release. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, fingers stretch way overhead. Flex your feet. Think about wrapping your muscles all the way around your bones. So every muscle in your body is activated. And then exhale, slowly release. One more time. Nice deep inhale. Breathe into your body. Fill up through your chest and your belly. See if you can take your breath all the way down to the tips of your toes as you flex your feet towards you like you're pressing a wall away. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and slowly soften. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and all roll to our left-hand side of our bodies. So feminine side, just holding yourself in a fetal position. Quickly. Fetal, I like to remind folks that this is where all human body is formed. Surrounded by nothing but blackness and warmth, water, and love. You can always come back to this space. You can always come back to love. Nice deep inhale. And then on your exhale, you can slowly press yourself up to a simple seated posture. All right, everyone. Let's go ahead and inhale. Arms come up high overhead. Reach up through the fingertips and turn the pinkies in as you roll the shoulder blades down the back. Big inhale here. Think about hollowing out in your armpits and then flip the palms and press any stagnant, stale energy out and away from your midline. Hands come all the way down towards the earth and then inhale, arms lift high. Exhale, flip the palms and press. One more time, big inhale up. Exhale. Hands come down to the sides. Go ahead and take that right hand, bring it to your left knee, and then that left hand will spin back behind you. Tent the fingers at the base of the spine, press into the earth, and turn and look past your left shoulder. Nice deep inhale. Breathe into the belly, and then on the exhale, you pull the low belly in towards the spine and think about twisting just a little bit deeper. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Same thing on that opposite side. So bring yourself back through center line. Left hand comes to right knee. Right hand swims back behind. Fingers tent at the base of the spine. Pull up through the chest and look back behind you. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, low belly pulls in and you twist yourself a little bit deeper into the posture, looking back behind your shoulder just a little bit more. And then slowly bring yourself back to center line. We're gonna keep it slow today, y'all. But we're gonna go ahead and roll over our knees and shins. If you're like, my knees and shins don't go that way, you can always kick your legs out and back behind you, and we're gonna come into our child's pose. So knees come wide to the edges of the mat, big toes come together to touch, and you let your sit bones come back down to your heels. You can soften into the earth here, or you can make this a really active posture. I'm gonna come around and push down on hips in this posture. If there's anyone that doesn't want to be touched, please just go ahead and take your hand up to the sky now, and I will not touch you and respect your space. Nice deep inhale. Think about crawling your hands out in front of you, relaxing and releasing through your hips. And then exhale, you soften. Two more big breaths here. Big inhale, hands reach out in front. Exhale, you soften. One more breath here, big inhale. Exhale, let yourself rock back. On the next inhale, walk your hands off to the right hand side of the mat. Your left hand can come on top of your right hand. You can almost weave your hands together. And then you turn your torso down to the mat a little bit more and pull back through your hips. Big inhale. And exhale. One more big breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, crawl your hands through center line and come over to that opposite side of the mat. Lengthen through the spine. And then turn the torso so it comes a little bit more parallel to the earth, and you pull back through your right hip. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Two more breaths here. Big inhale. And exhale. Last one. Big inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, just crawl your hands back to your center line. Pull in on your low belly, extend through your spine one last time as you relax and release in the top of the thighs. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your knees. Woo! Woo! Whoa! All right, y'all. There's something good about having things down on the ground. Okay. So now that we're all grounded, knees come together to touch here, and then we're gonna rock ourselves up to our hands, coming into a tabletop. So hands are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. We're gonna pull ourselves into our cow, so chest comes forward, press into the palms, tuck the tailbone, but lift the hips to the sky. Big inhale here. Breathe into your rib cage, and then on the exhale, press. Pull in hard on your low belly. I like to say you could break a sweat in tabletop if you try. Right? Press here, and then inhale, pull yourself back into your cap. So move with your breath here. Try to make the practice your own. So for 3 more rounds of breath. Inhaling as you pull your chest forward. Exhaling as you press into your palms and round up. And 1 more round of breath, big inhale here. And then exhale, press. Inhale, we come back into tabletop. Go ahead and flip your toes. And then we're gonna pop our hips high, coming into our down dog. If this is hard on the wrists, you can always take your hands into fists. You can always stay down in tabletop as well. Nice deep inhale. Press into your palms and turn your elbows so they look back at you. Nice deep inhale to keep the upper part of the back broad. Hips come a little bit higher as you engage your quads and think about relaxing and releasing in your glutes and your hamstrings. Pulling down through your heels. Big inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and spot right in between the 2 thumbs. And then we're just going to tiptoe our feet up to meet our hands at the top of the mat. Let yourself hang heavy over the tops of your thighs, but make sure you engage your low belly to protect your low back. Thinking about trying to pull the weight of the hips over the heels. But low belly's engaged to protect your sacrum. Translation of sacrum is sacred space, right? So we really make sure that our front side is engaged anytime we're doing a forward fold. Nice deep inhale. Breathe into the back side of the body. Exhale, think about falling over the tops of the thighs a little bit deeper, grounding down through your big toe mound, your baby toe mound, and your heel. Try not to grip with your toes. And then on the next inhale, engage your low belly, pull it up and in towards your spine, and then we slowly pull ourselves all the way up to stand. Hands can come high. So standing mountain, and then exhale, hands come all the way down through our midline. Okay. So we'll do a couple of sun A's just to warm us up, and then I'm going to lead us through moon flow, which isn't necessarily taught, but it's important again, right? You guys can get me after, and we can talk about how all men wrote this practice for men. Okay, but that's another story for another time. Hence the reason we do full moon flows, okay? So inhale, arms come high. Exhale, you can either press and come down and over, swan diving over. You can pull your hands through your heart center. It just depends on what type of energy you need to pull energy into you or to release your energy. Inhale, hands to shins, head sails forward, tailbone sails back. Try not to grip with your toes again. Exhale, let yourself fall down and over the tops of the thighs. Hang really heavy here. Let your head hang really heavy. Let gravity be your best friend. Right? Maybe you shake your head yes. Maybe you shake your head no. Maybe you take your hands to the back part of your skull and kind of use your thumbs to massage out through your jaw. Maybe taking your thumbs to massage up to your temples. There's a lot of muscles in the face, and not many of us go to get facials as much as we should. Right? So take some time to give yourself a little bit of self-love. And when you're done loving on your face, go ahead and take the hands down to the earth, and then step back into your plank. Big inhale here. Hold yourself firm and strong. Press back through your heels to lengthen through your calves, and then shift yourself forward. You have the option of lowering down from here, or you can always come down to your knees, lowering down to your chest, and then inhale up to forward facing dog. Press down to the tops of the feet. Roll the shoulders down and back. Big inhale. Exhale, roll over your toes simultaneously and press back into your down dog again. Elbows turn back to look at you, hands are nice and wide, hips are high. Big inhale. And then exhale, spot right in between the two thumbs again. Step, step. Step at the foot you don't normally step with. Feet come up to meet hands. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, dive down and over the tops of the thighs again. And then inhale, we sweep ourselves all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands move down through center line. We'll do that one more time, everyone. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, flip the palms, come down and over the low belly. And then inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Head sails forward, tailbone sails back. Again, try not to grip with your toes. Engage your quads, but release your hamstrings. Be conscious about how you're engaging your muscles in your body. They all move on their own. Exhale, let yourself come down, hands plant. Hands are nice and wide, and you step back into your plank pose. Nice deep inhale. Hold here. Press back through the heels, shift forward. You can always come down to the knees. Let's do a slow count as we lower down for 5, 4. Press through the heels for 3, 2, and 1. And inhale, forward facing. Exhale, roll over the toes. Press back into your down dog. Hold here, pedal it out a little bit. Maybe you wag your hips back and forth side to side. If you need to take a knee, you need to take a knee. Nice deep inhale. And spot right in between those two hands, step. Feet come up to meet hands. Inhale. Hands to shins, flat back. Exhale. Come down and over the tops of the thighs. And then inhale. We sweep ourselves all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands move down through heart line. Okay, we are gonna turn towards the river this way, and then I'm gonna flow with you guys this way as we do this moon flow, okay? It's just a little bit easier this way. Can everyone see me all right? I've got some more senior practitioners in the back, so no, because then that's going to get real confusing for folks. So everyone come to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms are going to come up high. And you're going to interlock your fingers, and you have the option. You can release your index fingers, or you can release your middle finger if you need a little bit more of a heart mudra in terms of a loving space. Nice deep inhale here. We're going to rock ourselves towards the river, using the strength of our arms to pull us over and into the posture. You take your right armpit towards me, your left hip towards me. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring yourself back to center line. Inhale up and out of the waist. Same thing on that opposite side. So you bring yourself over to that opposite side. Don't underestimate the strength in your hands. Your hands will be the thing that leads you over in the posture. Keep your chest light and buoyant. Big inhale here. Exhale, we bring ourselves back to center line. Hands move down to heart line. And then we're going to go ahead and step that left foot wide. Okay, awesome. Inhale, arms come up high. And then exhale, you're going to turn your toes out. So goddess pose, right? So we come into star, into goddess. We squat down here. Inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we squat. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. And then go ahead and inhale. You're going to bring yourself here. And you're going to come into your triangle pose. So take that right hand, reach it towards the river. Left hand comes to shin. And your right hand comes up to the sky. Big inhale here. You can turn your back foot so it's a 45-degree angle where your heel is away from you. Big inhale. And then exhale. Turn yourself down towards that leg, and you're going to bring your holding yourself in your runner's lunge. And take that the inside of your right foot, right hand comes up to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale. Slowly release here. Turn your toes towards the corner edge of the mat. And then you're going to kick your left toes up to the sky. So everyone turns back to face towards me. Yes, okay. So we're in more of a squat, yeah. And then we're gonna move ourselves through center line here and come back to that opposite side. Flip up, okay? Then we turn ourselves towards that left knee and pivot on the ball of that back foot. Runner's lunge on this side. Press out through the heel, and then inhale. We pull ourselves up and drop that heel and bring ourselves into that triangle posture again. So that left hand comes to that left shin, right hand up to the sky this time. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, we pull ourselves back up, turn your toes out, we come back into that goddess squat. See, everyone is the sun salutations are more ingrained in us than we know. This is all super foreign sometimes to folks, right? So we are here in the goddess squat, and we inhale back up, exhale squat, inhale up, exhale squat, and one more time, inhale up, exhale squat, inhale back into star pose, and then you can go ahead and step your left foot back towards your right, top of the mat. Inhale, arms high. Interlock your fingers, release your index or middle finger again, and we pull ourselves over towards the brewery this time. Left armpit towards me, right hip towards me. Yeah, nice corrections, everyone. And then inhale, back to center line. Inhale up and out of the waist. And then same thing, back over to that opposite side. Inhale, back to center. Hands move down through heart line. Okay? So that's moon salutation on that side. So we're going to do the same thing on that opposite and flow this way this time. Okay? So inhale, arms come high. Exhale, interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, and pull yourself towards the brewery first. Watch your mat on the step if they're flipping up. Like my beautiful lady here in the front. Big inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale up and out of the waist, ground down through your feet, and then slowly pull yourself over to that opposite side. Engage your quads, right? So you're not locking out your kneecaps, right? You're just engaging and thinking about wrapping your muscles around your bones, like we did when we were lying down, okay? Inhale, back up to center line. And then we're gonna go ahead and take our hands out, and we're gonna step our feet wide. Watch your mat. Okay, feet come wide, big inhale here. Turn your toes out. We come back into that goddess pose, right? So here, and we have a tendency here to take our butts out. Try to see if you can get your spine, you have a tendency to be here. You want to try to be here, so your spine comes in a nice straight line. Big inhale. Arms up. Exhale, squat down. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Inhale up. Slowly. Thank you. I'm like, that's also my rug in the winter. Okay, so take the arms out to the side. You're going to turn those left toes out this time. And you're going to shift that right hip back as you reach with your fingertips and come down into your triangle pose. Right hand comes up to the sky. Big inhale here. Lift through the chest. And think about still engaging the quad on that left leg. Big inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and put a bend in your knee. You're going to turn and pivot. So hands are going to come down to frame that left foot. You're in a low runner's lunge here. Okay, and this is where we got messed up last time. So, right hand to the inside of the left foot. Left hand comes up to the sky. Foot to it here first. Reach and look up to the sky. And then exhale. Hand comes back down to frame the foot. You're going to turn your left toes towards the corner edge of the mat. And then you're going to pop your right toes up to the sky and come into this low squat. Nice deep inhale here. Flex your toes back towards your face. Nice deep inhale. Try to keep your chest as lifted as possible. And then we slowly shift ourselves through center line. Same thing on that opposite side. Toes turn up. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale. We go ahead and slowly pivot on the heel of that back left foot and turn towards that right foot. Low lunge again on this side. Press out through the heel. And then inhale. Sweep ourselves up high. And then drop that heel and come back into triangle pose on that right hand side. Left hand up to the sky. Big inhale. Sometimes I just tell people to get the mats. Outdoor stuff is so hard with mats. And then inhale, we pull ourselves back up. Turn and pivot on the heel of that right foot. Coming back into our star. We squat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale back up. And this time we're going to take our left foot and step our left foot, or our right foot, excuse me, to your left. Back of the mats. Inhale. Arms are high. We pull ourselves towards the river. And then slowly bring ourselves back through center line. And then we pull ourselves towards the brewery. And then we bring ourselves back to center. Take the hands into prayer. Moon salute. Hands come down towards your third eye. You look up into your thumbs. And then you bring your hands back down to heart center. So it's a little bit different flow, ladies, but I like it. Okay. Go ahead and turn yourselves back towards the front of the mat. How's everyone feeling? Okay. All right. So let's flow ourselves down. Down to some seated stuff. Okay. So inhale, arms come high. Exhale, down and over the tops of the thighs. Pull in on your low belly. Inhale, hands to shins. Head sails forward, tailbone sails back again. Exhale, hands come down to the mat and step back into your plank. If you want to, you can lower and lift, or you can press right back into your down dog. Nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, roll over your big toes simultaneously and press back into your down dog. We're going to take our right leg high, three-legged dog. Nice deep inhale. Check in with your hips. See if you can keep your hips in a nice straight line first to start. And then we're going to squat the inside of our right wrist and pull our right knee to our right wrist. We're going to come into a half pigeon. So knee comes to wrist, and then we're going to use our back toes on that left foot to pull our leg out behind us a little bit more so we're not right on the kneecap. Nice deep inhale. You can hold here. We want to make sure that we're not dumping into that right hip. So just holding here, and wherever you're at is exactly where you need to be, right? There's a difference between discomfort and pain. Discomfort we can explore on the other side, and on the other side of discomfort is change. On the other side of pain is just more pain, right? So we don't lean into that, okay? Nice deep inhale. And then exhale. If you want to, you can also think about coming down to your arms. Be mindful of your knee. Big inhale. Breathe here and let the earth absorb what it is that you're feeling. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Breathe into your hip. Big inhale. And exhale. One more big breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. Slowly towards your shin. And then you're going to rock the weight of your body onto that right leg. And then you're going to swing that left foot into the inside of your right thigh. I'm not mirroring you right now, okay? So, but I can. Okay, So sole of the foot meets the inside of the thigh. Press the sole of the foot into the inside of the thigh, and they receive each other like you're pressing your hands in prayer, right? So it's like two old family members coming together. You haven't seen each other in a long time. Conversation's got to be good. Okay. Keep it spicy, y'all. Okay. Inhale. Turn your chest towards that straight leg, and arms come high. And then on your exhale, you pull in on your low belly and let yourself come down. Lead with your heart as you come down and over the top of the thigh. Leading with your heart allows you to keep a straight back and a straight spine, okay? If you want to come into a space where you want more of a compression, right? If you have thyroid problems and things along those lines, you want to like bolster the digestive system, tuck your chin in towards your chest. I like to say when I have the most chins, I win. Okay? So chin into chest, and then pull your forehead down to your knee. If you can't do it with a straight leg, you can put as much of a bend in your knee as you need to. You can even be way up here, but your forehead comes down to meet your knee. If you're not interested in that and you just want to do more of a stretch on the back side of the leg and thigh, then that's when you continue to pull forward with your heart. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, still pressing that sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Thigh receives it and presses back. Hold here. And then slowly walk the hands up the front part of the shin. You're going to take your two peace fingers and you're going to sail them down the inside of the leg. They come underneath the ankle and they hook on the outside of the Achilles. Palm is face up to the sky. Yeah. Awesome job, everyone. So more of a side stretch pose, right? So when we stretch our hips, we also stretch that part of the low back too. So arm sweeps up. You can use your elbow on the inside of your leg to pull your chest more up to the sun. Big inhale here. And then fingers reach for the toes on that opposite foot. Pull in on your low belly, big inhale. I'm going to come around and pull people into the posture on this one a little bit more. Nice deep inhale, hold. Exhale. Two more big breaths. Exhale. One more time. Nice big inhale. And exhale, slowly release. So from here, we're going to come out of this the same way that we went in, right? So you're going to swing that leg back behind you, right? So that straight leg comes back behind, hands come down to the mat, those back toes lift, and you press yourself up off of your hip and step that left foot back to meet your right. Press yourself back into your down dog. And do the same thing on that opposite side. So left foot comes high. Straighten out through the leg. So think about dropping down through your left hip and pressing into the palm of the left hand as you pull down through your right heel. Nice deep inhale. Spot the inside of your left wrist and then shift yourself forward. Left knee inside of left wrist, and you can use your toes to back that back knee up a little bit more into the posture. Foot comes flat. Again, we want to make sure that we're not coming down too much on our knee. You can always use a shoe, yeah. If it's too much, right? You can also always come right back into tabletop and do something more like this too, right? Yes, right? Nice deep inhale. Holding here. If folks want to come down onto their forearms in this posture, you can. Holding steady. So one nice thing about practicing in studio is there's lots for props, which in this posture, if you're doing this at home, You can always prop your hip with a pillow, right, to make sure that you're not collapsing into your hip. Nice deep inhale here. And then on our exhale, we're going to go ahead and press into our palms and bring ourselves up. And then we're just going to lean into that left hip this time and swing that right leg out and over. Opposite sides. Go ahead and turn the torso towards that straight leg again, and arms come up high. And then we bring ourselves down over the top of the thigh again. Remember to be mindful of the sole of your foot and how it receives your thigh, and your thigh presses back. Lead with your heart. Okay. And if your hand rests on your shins, great. If your hand hits your foot, great. Great in whatever shape that our body takes. Always reminding ourselves we're exactly where we need to be. Nice deep inhale. Maybe you come into that compression where you tuck your chin in towards your chest, creating a little bit of extra compression on your thyroid. Maybe you put a bend in your knee and take your forehead down to your knee. Remember, here we're doing a forward fold, so your low belly is pulling into your spine the whole time. Nice deep inhale. Not going to get into this yoga? No. Next time. Slowly walk the hands back up the chin. Take your two peace fingers again. Sail them down the inside of the leg. Palm is face up to the sky. It comes underneath. So on the same arm, same leg. Same hand, same leg. Yeah. They come underneath the ankle and hook on the outside of the Achilles. And then arm sweeps up and over. Ground down through your hip bones. Right? Through your sit bones. Big inhale. Exhale, breathe here. Three more big breaths. Big inhale. Thinking about turning your chest up to the sky. Exhale. Trying to reach towards those toes just a little bit more. Big inhale. And exhale. And last one. Big inhale. And then exhale slowly. Go ahead and pull yourself out. We won't do the kick back this time now. Let's just go ahead and take our legs wide. Coming into a seated straddle. So feet come wide. You can always play around with the point or the flex in your toes in this one. I would just say switch it up, okay? Like all things. A lot of practitioners say to always flex your feet, but a lot of dancers say point your feet, right? So again, find your rhythm and what makes, there's the balance, right? Front side, big stretch to the shins, flexing, big stretch to the calves, okay? Press down underneath you. So I like to call this the lift and shift. Lift, and then shift yourself forward a little bit. Yes. Hands come out in front of you. Again, we lead with our heart in this one. So don't underestimate the strength of your hands and your fingers as you pull yourself down and over the tops of your hips. You lead with your heart. So you're going to catch on the inner side of your groin, right? But use your hands to be the small movements that pull you a little bit deeper into the posture. And then relax and release in your glutes and breathe into that space. Big inhale. Exhale, soften. Two more big breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale, soften. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale, soften. Remember to engage your low belly here. It's pulling in towards your spine. So it's a space right underneath your belly button. You pull it towards your spine, and it's almost like it could hook around the backside of your belly button. Okay? And then slowly we walk the hands back towards the legs. Your hands can come underneath your knees, and you can kind of just slowly, knees tend to stick in that one, so you kind of pull your knees, take the soles of your feet together to touch. And then you're going to shift your sit bones back behind you. A lot of manual, my teacher who taught me, David Bendetti, was a body worker, so he's like, move it around, right? So always don't be afraid to touch your body in terms of moving and shifting. If you're not comfortable in your seat, shift into a space of more comfort, okay? And then hands can come to the toes, and you can think about, if you want more of a groin stretch here, heels can be closer to you. If you want to get into the back side of your, or the outside of your knees and hips, feet come away from you. And then you think about pulling your forehead down in between, or to lay on the insides and the soles of the feet. We have a tendency when we hold in our glutes, right, to squeeze from the outside. When we talk about contracting our glutes, we squeeze from the outside in rather than just firming up from the mid-center line, right, which creates a lot of compression on the outsides of our hips, right? So thinking about relaxing and releasing here. Big inhale. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. And then exhale, slowly walk the hands back up. You can take your hands underneath your knees, a nice gentle lift of the knees, and then extend the legs out in front of you. Again, adjust your seat, right? Pull your booty back behind, and then inhale, arms can come high. Again, lead with your heart. Think about, so it doesn't come from a rounding in the spine in this one, right? It's like a jackknife motion, right? Where you come down on your hips, pulling forward with your heart. Hands can come to the feet. They can also come to the tops of the shins. You can bind your two big toes by taking your peacemakers and hooking on the inside of your big toe and pulling yourself forward that way. Nice deep inhale. Thinking about relaxing and releasing in your hamstrings. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and slowly walk the hands back up the shins. Hands come out in front of us. We'll skip abs today, ladies. You'll have to come back to the next one for that, okay? Or you can come to any of my other classes from the other spaces, but we'll slowly lower ourselves all the way down to the earth. And since we didn't do music this time, we'll do music in the August class, okay? Palms face up to the sky, but the wind was just so cool, we might as well let it sing to us today. So letting ourselves come back into Shavasana. So the full moon is a space of ritual that I think a lot of us have come away from. It's that space that allows the tides and the waters to move and to shift, for there to be an actual rhythm. And also understanding that our bodies are just essentially bodies of water. Okay? We're 78% water. So when we're thinking about the moving of tides and the effect that the moon has on us, it's pretty important stuff. ritual with the moon and the cycles of the moon. Pay attention to your body in each cycle. So on the new moon, I usually write out in the moon cycle something I'd like to give, something I'd like to receive, and something I'd like to release. And then I try to read them every day, up into the new moon, or to the full moon. And the full moon space is that space. New moon to full moon is us essentially working, right? The full moon space is that space of celebration and ritual for all the work that we've done in this cycle. Right? And after the full moon is that waxing, right? Where everything that we've put out into the universe, of all the work that we've done and the things that we have wanted to manifest, and then we just allow ourselves to coast. So even though folks may not have written down something they'd like to give, something they'd like to receive, and something they'd like to release, you can go ahead and make note of those things in your mind right now. Maybe it's more than one thing. But go ahead and thought. And allow the wind to take it, or you can go home tonight and write it down. My favorite thing is to write it down and then burn that shit. But making sure there's a water source around. So allow your bodies just to soften. Paying attention to the flow of the river. See if you can find your heartbeat and attach it to your breath. See if you can attach your body to the river. Buck moon cycle. We need acts of restoration not only for polluted waters and degraded lands, but also for our relationship to the world. We need to restore honor to the way we live, so that when we walk through the world, we don't have to avert our eyes with shame, so that we can hold our heads up high and receive the respectful knowledge and acknowledgement of the rest of Earth's beings. By Robin Wall Kimmerer from the book Braiding Sweetgrass. So reminding ourselves that coming to our mats is just a small part of this practice, right? The bigger part is when we leave our mats, how we choose to operate in the world, how we choose to give, how we choose to receive, how we choose to release. Exhale, you can go ahead and roll over to your right or your left hand side. It's your choice, your body. Remembering right is divine masculine, left is divine feminine. So take whatever energy that it is that you need right now. Yourselves back up to a simple seated light, the divine feminine, and the divine masculine in me sees, honors, and reflects the divine light, the divine feminine, and the divine masculine, and the collective we, all of us. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me this afternoon and for trusting me with your bodies and hearts and spirits and souls. And for coming out to the first full moon out here at the kettle. So, to that I will say, go in peace and love always. Thanks so much, everyone. Just so everyone does know, this is Jess. She is our artist that has featuring her stuff inside. So she's with Gratitude Ceramics. I love her stuff. I bought gifts for my mom and my aunt and my aunt's significant other. And they all love, I forgot to tell you that, Jess. They all love them. So please be sure to check out her things. The brewery closes at 8, so you can only have 4 beers. All of the good things. If anyone has any questions, I have flyers. So the next event is on August 22nd out here at the Kettle House for the full moon. I believe it's still on the full moon. We had to switch around, do a little switcheroo for the September event. But it's a Sunday afternoon. So bring more folks, tell more people. I feel like a lot of studios here aren't flowing outside, and I think that there's something really beautiful about an outdoor practice when we can get it. And if anyone has any questions, also this next Friday at the Women's Club, my friend Marlene Boyette is coming into town on Tuesday. I'm excited about it. So she and I used to co-teach classes out in Boston together, and we ran a initiative. We created peace together, and then we ran a little initiative called Black and Blonde. So she's black, and I used to be more blonde, and so we essentially, try to demonstrate what it looks and feels like for a space of friendship and accountability between women of color and white women. And so we're going to sit around and chat after the practice, but she has a really beautiful practice and a really beautiful flow. So it's the same type of thing. It's a donation-based class. It starts at 6 p.m. The class does. And we'd love to have you guys. And it's one of the last events that's really going to happen with like the kettle, or not with the kettle house, but with the women's club too before they close. So giving them a little bit of just, acknowledgement and love in the space. Okay. So thank you all so much. I will most likely grab a beer and sit. And if folks want to sit in circle, I'm always about it. I love meeting new women because we're awesome. And with that said, I will let all of you guys go. Okay. Thanks so much.
Hips were like bobbing, like it doesn't ever, nothing changes. Like, at the right moments, leave it to Mother Nature to like do some good stuff up. still out somewhere in the world right now. You know?
I know. It's gonna be. Is it gonna be big tonight? You think?
I don't